the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100, New York.
In studio, we got role model. Oh, what up? Yo, welcome to the city, fam.
Thank you so much.
Dude, no big deal. Just, a couple of sold out shows with someone who is now a friend of yours, Gracie Abrams. We're going to talk about all that and more and talk about Kansas City more and all that kind of stuff. But let's just go ahead and start. And the smile is big. Is the heart is full?
Yeah, big smile, yeah. And I'm in New York. I feel like I'm instantly happier as soon as I land in New York.
The smells didn't deter you? The rats in the streets?
I love it. And honestly, I blend in with it, I think, myself. I feel like I have a natural stench. And so just...
No! Never that.
Sort of just blends in, yeah.
So many would love to smell your stench. So many are jealous of us right here in the room. No, but you were talking about how all your friends are here in New York.
It's like a big reunion, high school reunion.
But is it also a big guest list? A big, you guys always hit me up for tickets. A big,
it's a tight
stop
list.
Texting me. Type
tight
of thing.
list.
Tight list.
But what does it mean, though, to have that family, that support, that team, that squad that's here for you in your heart along this journey, bro?
It's amazing. Those are like the most important people to me. I mean, those have been my friends since I was in like kindergarten, and we have just like never grown apart, and they keep me very grounded, I guess. And, so the least I can do is like force them to come to a show of mine this weekend.
I don't think you have to twist their arm. What are they saying when they see that you're at venues like Radio City Music Hall in New York?
It's weird. Like, we just have a weird relationship where we don't dissect things or like talk about them. So like after the show, we're just like, they're like, hey, where do you want to go get a drink? It's like there's nothing happened. And I honestly, I love that.
For sure. For sure.
I'd rather have that than someone be like,
yes.
Oh my God, did you see all the lights? And people were screaming, like, this girl had your face on a t-shirt. I love just...
to be human, to have
there.
to have that, as you said, that team, to have that group of people that keep you grounded.
Yes.
How does that translate into, the music now? Because you've been able to create so many different genres, bro. Wasn't there a time when you were spitting bars? Was there a time when we were rapping?
When I started making music when I was in school in Pittsburgh, I got into music through rapping. Yeah.
So to have, to have that sense of, team and family that are there to ride with you and to support you through your musical journey, man. And like, how fun is that to have these folks around?
It's really cool. It's honestly like so surprising still to me that people support me through all of these like weird genres and things that I try along the way. Like, I think it's just been all over the place. Like, my first album that I put out was just kind of a mess of genres, and just like there was still like a little bit of hip hop like mixed in there. And now with Kansas Anymore, it was like the first. I just had one goal, and it was just to make one cohesive album that all fit in one world together. So I feel like now I've finally, I guess, found my sound after 100 years.
You gotta try. You did that, bro. Nah, come on.
And we love seeing you do different things. I mean, with RX, you were in a total different mind space. You share how you were in love and writing about that. And now with Kansas Anymore, you're getting vulnerable about breakups and heartbreaks. And so what did you learn about yourself that maybe you didn't expect while you were exploring those more vulnerable topics?
It was weird. It's like my first album was my first time being truly in love, and then Kansas Anymore, my second album, was like my first time going through heartbreak. So you have like both sides. And I think, I don't know, I'm proud of how I went about writing an album that is generally about heartbreak, and there's no bad taste, and there's no there's no anger in it.
Yeah, no ill will. There's no trying to bash another person down.
No gross. There's no negative regrets. It's more like self-critical and everything. But I think I'm like proud of my growth and maturity.
Well, yeah, because it is easy sometimes to just take like the low route and just kind of go in on something. But then when you see yourself taking like the mature, elevated way of it, and people love it just as much or even more?
That surprised me because I think it's really hot right now. Like people just love songs that are like
Middle, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
like I don't have that in me.
Yeah.
But also like maybe we'd have some radio hits if I did have that in me.
No, but it's
I
not
don't know.
about that. It's not creating from a
Right.
space that's false to you.
Right.
It's creating from a space that is true to who you are. And if you weren't feeling those feelings and you were just chasing that particular, let's say the particular fuck you energy,
Yeah.
that you want to put into this music because you thought that was what was going to sell or whatever, that's not who you are. And ultimately, you know what I mean? You'd be doing yourself a disservice. And
Yeah.
you would not be a role model, damn it, because you'd be faking it.
Yes,
you know what I'm
damn
saying?
it. And it is just surprising. Like I'm still blown away that like people, I don't know, related to it or enjoyed it.
Yeah.
When it's
It's you.
You're also writing about homesickness, which is something that I feel so all the time living here in New York away from my family. Why was that also something you're like, oh, I'm really feeling this? What was that moment where you sat down to write those thoughts where you're just like, oh, I need to get this out?
I don't know. I hit a point at somewhere in like the 2 years that we were making this, year and a half, where I was just like there's a song on the album called The Dinner, which is like a good example. Like that was kind of my last straw of just like going to these dinners in LA and just having these very empty conversations. And it just like made me miss my friends here and home and normalcy. And I just kind of got hit with like a wave of homesickness, kind of worse than ever, and started going home, and that inspired me to, I don't know.
Well, you said it's taken, it's a couple of years that this project has been in the works. I mean, 2 years to collect stories, to feel these emotions. How therapeutic was it, to have these emotions out there, this energy out there? You use what you do best and put them to song, and to release it and to finally be like, yeah, I lived through these moments and now they were mine, but now they are yours.
For sure. And they're still mine. Like, I still actually listen to the album. I'm
That's
not just
what's up.
saying that to bump up the sales. I still listen to it because my one goal was to have like a cohesive album, and I wanted I'm very much an album person. All my favorite albums that I listen to are like, they feel like comfort albums.
Drop a few
like
names, dude. What are some of those
warm.
favorites?
Okay, I always name drop Kurt Vile,
Let's
but I
go.
love him. War on Drugs, Duff Thompson. Honestly, like this new Lizzie album is incredible. It's very warm. The new Clairo album is warm. That's new, but things like that just like Golden Hour is still my favorite album, maybe ever. And all those things, just like I wanted an album of my own that I could listen to like get that same feeling, and now I do.
You
And
feel
I
like
can.
you've accomplished it.
And now I can.
Hell yeah.
So I can retire, yeah.
You know, and even from the beginning, you've had some pretty big names that believed in you. Mac Miller, Benny Blanco, which is so huge. So what do you still carry with like their legacies that even Benny's still creating now that you keep along with what you're putting out for everyone?
I think it's different with those two names, it's different for both. With Benny, I think there will always be like a little sprinkle of pop in everything I do, no matter what.
Yeah.
He is obviously like the king of pop as far as production goes and everything and songwriting. And so like, I don't know, I learned a lot from him in that camp of like people. And with Malcolm, it was like, he just talked to me a lot about stuff outside of music that stuck with me, and just like how to go about this like life of being a known person, and like talking about social media and like all those things that like help keep me sane sometimes. But also he is kind of the king of jumping genres in a cohesive way. Like he had like alter egos, and was just all over the place genre-wise, and you could tell that he just like wanted to try everything. And he was like very fearless about that. So I feel like
That fearlessness, that being willing to try, that you have to be on this journey to find, what feels right for you, and thus connects like these songs now are connecting. I mean, you're talking numbers and viral streams and people. I mean, you caught me singing a song coming around the corner. It just, it's you got stuff that sticks in the head because what you're doing is you're connecting. I use that word a lot. Is it's you being you at this particular time, and that's what folks. That's what fans, that's what listeners are gravitating towards. Authenticity. That's where you are right now, and you wouldn't know that if you didn't try it, and if you didn't learn that from somebody who's shining down from above.
Of course.
So good on you, dude. Yeah, man.
Take a page out.
That's what it is.
And we're seeing you grow too. I mean, obviously, we love you for your music, but now you're up for People's Sexiest Man, which is crazy. Like, what went through your brain when you got that text? Or who told you that?
It's weird that no one clapped in the room.
Yeah, for real. Excuse me.
It's just weird how silent it was. But honestly,
how'd you find that out?
I found out through a fan page.
Yeah.
I didn't know. They didn't. The label didn't know.
Okay.
And a fan page posted it.
Yeah.
And I commented. I was like, "Is this real?"
Yeah.
And I sent it to everyone. We triple checked everything, and it's still. I think they knew what they were doing. Yeah. I think they knew how much of a bit I would turn it into. And how it's kind of. I've made it my whole personality now.
Go ahead, bro.
And yeah, this is more important to me than the Grammys.
Straight up, yeah.
And the music, yeah. I just live to be sexy, and I'm happy I'm getting appreciated for it.
Right.
Oh my God, bro.
But back to the music, we are so happy that you're part of Gracie Abrams' tour. I mean, how has that been? That was also a pretty cool call. I mean, not People's Sexiest Man Alive, but
right, different, but still up there.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I had a tour planned for right now.
Yeah.
What would have been right now. And it was all scheduled, and then we got a call from her, and she invited me on tour, and I was like, how could I not? I feel like I just can't think of a better, besides Charlie XCX and Troy, I can't think of a better two people to go on tour together. And I love her. I've known her. She was one of the first people I met through the Benny camp, actually. Early
when'd you meet her?
on.
Yeah.
It was it would have been 2018, end of 2018, and she hadn't put out Minor yet. I was, and I will brag about it, a fan of her when she was still on SoundCloud.
Damn.
Aww.
And it's just insane, it's very cool being on stage every night, but I think that my favorite part is seeing how much she's grown from that. And I've had the privilege of just being able to watch her from SoundCloud to a song with Taylor Swift.
Dude, what if you think about it and flip that around, man, that she has those same types of thoughts, feelings, and amount of pride in you, this is a friend now. This is a buddy.
Yeah.
This is someone that you know what I mean, you get to share the stage with, and you guys get to live this mutual dream. Radio City Music Hall, that's no joke, bro.
It's insane.
It's nuts. I mean, it's the marquee, it's the whole 9 yards. But, what does that mean to you to know that she has those same types of feelings and emotions towards your growth and your trajectory as well?
I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I imagine if she were to say those things, I would be very blessed, and I'm grateful for her even just taking me on the road.
Yep.
Especially with just how, I don't know, unserious I am on the internet and everything. I genuinely was surprised that she would want me. I feel like she's pretty.
Bunned up.
She's kind of an angel, on the internet, and so I feel like
here comes this ratchet
intruding.
ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, what do you learn from working with her so closely now?
What do I learn?
He's how to clean up my act. Damn it, I'm still trying to learn that.
yeah. Be more I don't know, trained in PR and everything. Media trained. I don't know. She's just a true musician and songwriter, and it's cool. She lives and breathes and cares very much about her show, and spends a lot of time in soundcheck, and isn't really skipping steps either, which is really cool for someone at her level. Like, I feel like for someone at her level, like, some artists aren't even like showing up to sound check.
Yeah.
They have someone do that for them.
Yeah.
And they just pull up, play the show, and leave. And she like doesn't. And she also, her relationship with her fans is very cool to me. It's very unique. It's very Taylor Swift. I think she probably took some notes from that, as she should. And now I'm also
Like, what do you see her doing with her fans that you're like, well, this is
it's just
next
like
level?
the way they see her shows, I think they call it home, maybe, or something.
Yeah, I mean, very much. I mean, when she was here, she kind of was. It's just such an intimate. It's such a give and take type of a thing. I mean, it's just like it's a tangible type of adoration that the fans have for her and her music that she also has to create for the fan. It's like it's such a special bond.
It's insane. And the way she talks to him too every night, it's like she treats them like they are her best friends. And there are like tons of these fans of hers that are going to like every show on this tour. And
there's a few of them here in this room right now that have definitely, you know what I'm saying, went into debt to try to be at, on some of y'all shows here. But you got, I mean, coming up in the new year, man. I mean, those are things that you're going to be able to develop into what you're going to do when you're on the road.
Right. I'm taking notes. That's all I'm doing this whole tour.
Tapped in.
She's sound checking and I'm backstage just writing
got
notes.
my moleskin. I'm set. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also see a lot of musicians and artists that are supporting artists that speak up for their boundaries. Chapo Roan, she's been like very vocal about boundaries that she has with her fans too. In those moments when you're like, I don't know if this is really cool, how do you handle that? What is the kind of mindset you've been having with the huge fame you've gotten this year? I
would never compare myself to Chapo Roan, but I feel like I don't have it that bad, but also I go full like hat.
Yeah.
Disguise mode?
Hood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we saw you.
Face
We saw you on
mask.
IG,
Face mask
dude.
sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Snapping pictures of people, snapping pictures of you.
Yeah. Okay. That was my friend. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I also haven't had crazy interactions. Like I'm sure Chapo Roan goes through much different,
understandable
situations than I
You're
do.
people's sexiest man alive. Like you need to prepare for this.
Right. Maybe I do need to prepare for it. But I have not had any like interactions that have left me like furious in any way. I think everyone's been very respectful through my experiences.
That's good.
So far.
Swag.
I know. I mean, that's what it is. It's like,
And if
you
not,
just
keep
got
the
that
glasses
energy,
on
bro.
and the hood up.
Yeah.
But no, we're just so happy seeing you on tour and sharing your music with us. Obviously, you have a lot coming up next year. Is there anything in particular you're really excited about that you can share?
I'm excited for tour. I go as soon as we finish this up, which is like next week.
Yeah.
I am going to start my headline in Europe on like November 7th. I just made that date up, but it's like first week in
But
November.
it's legit right around the corner, fam. Yeah.
Yeah, we start in Europe, we go to Australia, and then we end in the US. And I just am like very excited.
Other than hitting the stage on tour, what's your second favorite part?
Second favorite part of tour?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I have a very fun. I feel like a lot of people have like horror stories about tour and how it's just like the most dreadful thing. And I think that is solely based on the people you bring and the crew that you have. I've had the same crew for a few years, and we are just like, it just feels like friends, and we have like really good times, and we play frisbee a lot.
Oh,
That's like our weird little thing. And then we have like,
Just whip out the frisbee like in the parking lots and
we have little like parties sometimes if we have an off day and we're on the bus all night, and we'll have like a little, we have fun. Also
the people around you, like your squad keeps it up and the energy high, so it's always fun to link up with the squad. That's exciting.
Totally.
Family, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the energy. It's the right type of vibe. It's setting yourself up and again, being, as we talked about in this conversation, being around those folks that keep you and not losing sight of that. The music is coming from that space. The energy is coming from that space. The connection that you make on stage is coming from that space. And that's why you're seeing this success at this point in time. It's just the
I have a
trajectory
lot of
that keeps
good
on.
people around me.
And keep it that way, bro, as I'm pretty sure you will. For sure.
And you're also writing on tour too.
Yes.
So people are always asking, like, what is that? I mean, it feels like you want to take in one step at a time, but everyone just wants more and more.
I know. I was hoping the little 1975 cover would hold them over for a little bit.
Nope.
So that I feel like that maybe gives me like a month, and then we gotta keep it going. But yeah, we're always working on new music.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We cannot wait to
course.
see you over and over and over again at Radio City here.
Yes.
Congrats again. Then your own headlining tour.
Thank
you
you.
for all the love and keeping it fun on socials. Keeping it fun. You're a fun follow.
Thank you.
And that's hard to come by these days. Over time for role
Yes,
model.
thank you.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.